Hey guys and gals, welcome back to part 4 of building the family Christmas tree by Lego. This is set number 41843, contains over 3,000 pieces, retails for $329.99, and set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, we are still on this book here, and in the last installment we did bags 5, 6, and 7, so that's probably why that installment was a little longer. Today we're going to be finishing up 8 and 9, which I believe is the next section or two of the tier of this middle piece, and this is what we've done so far. And for the most part, this stuff here is collaborative, and we basically just snap these onto here when we're done with these little clips here, so everything just kind of locks together really nice. Everything's color coded, so I can comfortably say up to 2 people can build this set easily. And so far we got 2 minifigures. We got a third one that's on the way. And yeah, this has been keeping my interest. And here's what we have so far. We still got a bunch of holes in here. Maybe we'll fill that in eventually. And yeah, and everything does function, including this thing in the middle. So we're getting somewhere. So in this installment, hopefully this will be a short one. I'm going to try to just do bags 8 and 9. We're going to be finishing up this big chunk, set it on the top here, and that's that. And I'm pretty pleased with the build. Okay, well we're just going to jump right on in with bag 8. I forgot to turn on the ring light. There we go. Let's let there be light. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the set. It's not bad. We haven't really experienced any breakage unless I make a mistake on something. But not too bad at all for what this is. And yeah, these pieces will be nice for jungles and stuff, so we'll just need to get a few more of those. And I really want to get this section done tonight so I can get out of here. Ooh, these are kind of rare. I haven't seen this type of slope in a long time. I was looking for those for a build, and well, hopefully one day when the tariffs release, we can order those again, and well, I can buy a couple of those and make a nice slate roof for a house or something. Sorry, but we can't just make everything here in the States, so we have to just rely on outside sources. Okay, so before we really begin building, we got to get going on the minifigure. And yeah, let's do this real quick here. But I'm pretty pleased with the set. I'm not bored with it. It's not annoying. It's not irritating. This is a very fun, relaxing build. And yeah, if you're looking for creating a nice bright green figure with a space helmet, there you go. Just got to find the visor for it. Oh, it doesn't come with one. Alrighty, well. Put that in his hands. Looks like we got ourselves some kind of a remote control thing. Maybe he's an elf. I like the printed torsos. These are really nice. I wish the rest of the parts were printed. So if you can get the legs this color, which I think they do come in that color, and the space logo, you'd be able to put a space figure, make him a space figure. Alrighty, so let's get going here. Now we're going to be doing the main part. And yeah, not too bad at all. I mean, this is not a bad set for family. I could see a family putting this one together. And yeah, so today is the 7th of October 2025. Yeah, it's the same thing as we did in the third part. So I try to film these in pairs just so I can get a little bit done every day. I'm only releasing one a day, but doing them in pairs is not too bad. And I only have 22 minutes left on this memory card. And yes, these do come in olive green, so those might be handy for future builds. Now, am I ever going to part this set out? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I might. Okay, we got a hole there. Make sure. Huh. Oh. I made a big mistake there. Better be careful. Somebody will cuss me out over that. Have I experienced anybody cussing me out? One time. I had to block them, but that's okay. We take care of that. Now, if I can't cuss, I can't allow it in the comments too. So got to watch the whole video. And yeah, these are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. This is just merely my notes. Just my thoughts while building the set, as well as storytelling. So do not consider these as a professional review and such. This is just for fun. Okay. Got to make 2 of these. And yeah, I mean, not a bad set at all. Well, if I can grab parts here. Okay, I'm tired of hearing that rub. Yeah, so start setting these on here like that. It's just like building a small tree, except this is bigger. Okay. I would have used something more cheerful than that color green. It looks like vomit or baby poop green. This one's got a lot of medium and small parts. But I think we can survive through this one, and I'm kind of getting a little tired today. I slept really good last night. It was just work that kind of got me dragged down, and some drama and such, but you know, I got to hide from that somehow. But for the most part, not too bad of a set. I mean, this is something that we can enjoy putting together as a family. Isn't that cool? And back over. So yeah, I think these colored bricks are used for identifiers, because on the top of this over here it's got that medium azure, so I have a feeling we're using those as like a key, so we can know which way the parts go on. Just like a fake Christmas tree, they have things color coded where you know which branch goes where or which tier it goes on. So that's a big help. Like that so far, not too bad. Looks just like the picture. Yeah, I gotta think of something to make for dinner. I don't know yet. The other night we had fried burgers. I don't know what I'm gonna have tonight. My game has got a double XP event going on, and I want to do that, so I'm probably just going to do that, because I rarely ever get to sit and play video games. I rarely do. Had even cracked open Minecraft open until today. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad little set. Not a bad one at all. Don't forget your palisade brick back there. Put that in there. Stuff that in there real quick. And then I'm looking for a 2x4. Yeah, I sound a little tired. It's just one of those days. Oh, 2x3 goes in there. My wrist is a little sore today. I don't know why. Okay, now it looks like we're moving on to some kind of a support thing. I'll try to index these with some meaningful titles. Titles. Yeah, you can tell where I'm at today, huh? Well, let's get going here. That shaft does go through the top, so I have a feeling we're going to have some more functionality into this. We're not quite done with that yet. So hopefully, you know, well, we got a lot of these little plates with bows and arches and all that stuff. We're talking about, this thing is just really pieced together. See, we got that blue here. That means the next one we will be working on will probably be pink. But we're not going to see that maybe there. Probably why we use palisade bricks back there, just in case we need to peek in there. Not too bad. So hopefully I'll let you guys and gals up, you know, before the hour's up. I gotta go and probably do some bricks or something tonight. lay some bricks on the side of the house so I don't have to walk in the mud when it rains, if it rains, but it's good just to not have to walk in dirt. So I've been slowly nibbling at that. Yeah, I'm kind of like a handyman in a way. Not by trade, but... Okay, wait a minute, we don't put those there. We got to make 2 of these, and then you swing it like this. Set this in here like that. That's a good way to lock all that together. And it's getting pretty toasty in here because of the lights. So that's that. There we go. Sometimes I wish I can talk about certain current events that are going on in these, but some of them would be kind of boring for some viewers. I think that's why they left that there, so you could see that blue piercing through it. That's what I'm gathering that we're doing with that. Alright, let's let these 2 pieces get to know each other a bit better. Set that right there. And yeah, we got a bunch of studs here. So it looks like we're going to be locking all that together here. I think it's probably the same on the other side, but I'm not feeling very gutsy. I don't want to do that just yet. So looks like we're really just focusing on just this one side here. If you notice, I'm not pressing parts until I know for sure. Now I've been bumping into this tree thing and it's really locked in together. So yeah, it looks like it's the same on this side here too. So like I said, if you're not in the mood to do what I'm doing and have to do doubles, don't do it. Like now I'm not in the mood, so I'm just doing it normal here. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. We're getting somewhere. It's getting strong, huh? Everything is all interlocked where this is not going to fall apart. This is a really good quality build. This is not something cheesy. But we've seen these before when they have the snaps on that other guy. So these are actually buckles that we can lock this together. So now we know which way these go on. Those are very important. So now we know. So when you're done, you can just swing those up and you know which way to hinge them in and such. So everything, this is a really nice set. The only thing I'm just disappointed with is all the stickers. All right. There's a star that goes on this one here, if I can find it, with a bow or a little ribbon or something. I think whoever's going to get this you're going to have a lot of fun. Now I have a feeling that this piece is going on here. I think this set can go more than 6 people, but we don't know yet. We don't know. Okay, just like that. And this goes right here. If those two get to know each other a bit better, and it just kind of swings down like that. That's not too bad. Okay, now we got more sub-building here we got to do. So I'm hoping that, whoops, this doesn't go like that. I'm hoping that this is a complete isolated from that, then I can say, okay, it can go up to 2. If it is the case, then you could do is you can download a digital building guide, and you and another person can share the same guide if it is indeed that way. This is really built well. This is not cheap. Let's do these first. Not cheap at all. Like that. So, I am just ready for it to be cool. Today was a warm day. It was like in the 80s. And yeah, hot. And I can't wait till it gets down in the 50s and 60s, as that means the air conditioning can take a break. Alright, looks like this goes here, but I think it goes like that. But which one of these go into this here? It doesn't show it. It doesn't look like I built something right, but I did. Alright, I think what I'm gathering is it looks like it goes in this top one here. And how I know that is, look right here in the book. See where these corners line up right here? Mine line up here. So it's that top bar that you got to connect that to. So hopefully that'll help somebody out with that. All right, now it looks like we're building some more brackets here. Oh, I need these for cars, for trailers and stuff. Okay, well we got that part. Means one less one I'll have to hunt around. Jay, you gonna part that set out? I don't know yet, but I am good. This one is a keeper for the year at least. This one is not something I'm just gonna toss. This one I'm gonna hold on to for a while. So hopefully I can put this one on display in the in my office so I can have a little bit of Christmas cheer than work. And it looks like we have no pieces remaining out of that bag. That's kind of unusual. And it looks like this goes here. Obviously this is going to make some sense. So these right here line up. Snap that in. Except I did it backwards. Pull that apart. That's how it's supposed to go. So you got to watch the video all the way through. And yeah, that's it for bag 8. That didn't take too long. Alright, I think we're going to conclude this installment here with bag 9. See, I told you I wasn't going to keep him here for a long time. And while I'm here and bagging all this, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. That's always a big help. Without those, I probably just wouldn't be doing as much. So you've got to thank those guys in there. And if you want your name on that list, it's really easy to get on there. I want to thank my Patreon supporters for that. That's always a big help, as well as my Rebrickable customers. And speaking of Patreon, I need to add those names on there. I haven't had anybody tell me no, so I'm just going to add their names to that list. I'm going to see if I can do it in this build installment series. But of course it'd be the first name, last initial, unless you have like a business that you're donating from, and I'll put that in there. So that's how I'm going to do that. And if you're one of my viewers that likes to comment and subscribe and all that stuff, there you go. I appreciate that too. Everything helps here. Everything. So, always a big help. But those funds do not go to set reviews at all. That's why Lego's got that covered. Here, it goes for democks and tutorials. And I don't know, I may use it for equipment, but I'd like to use it more for stuff that I can share with you guys and gals. Well, the equipment I do need to share it with you, but, you know, I'm not expecting any of this stuff to break down at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, I'm looking for a gray one here. Yeah, so it looks like we're almost doing the same thing as we did in the last one. Hate to think it was the same bag. Yeah, I'm kind of sweating like a hog in here right now. We got to make 2 of these. Well, this one's got a few more leaf pieces, so we're quite not done with that yet, because we've only done 3 over there so far. It just depends on how this one goes together. I'm hoping this one goes together to where, and I forgot to put that plate in there. Whoops, my bad. I'm hoping this one goes together in such a way that we can get away with it. Okay. Alrighty, I'm looking for another one of those bracket pieces. It's that baby poop green color. Oh, there it is. When it's hot and miserable and you're looking at that baby poop color, yeah, that's not a really fun color. I think of this more like a swamp color than anything else. Okay, we're missing something here. Whoopsie, I forgot to put the clip in there. See, you gotta watch the whole video. I may make mistakes on purpose just so I can set that as a trap for blocking people. Maybe I should do that. Unless you're really constructive about it, then I'm not gonna get all angry. There goes that knocking pipe again. It's too hot to go up there and replace the clips that fastens the pipes down, but I got to be careful because those are copper pipes, not that flex tube. And two, I got to make sure either I get plastic or copper. I cannot use steel because I have steel clamps for the pipes, but copper and steel just don't get along very well, and of course steel corrodes copper. And we don't want to be having any leaks up there, so I'm going to have to see if I can find any copper strapping for my pipes. It's right above this room, so I'm hoping to get that really fixed one day. I just have not had the time. When you have work and stuff like that, and you got house chores, so you just don't have a lot of free time. Alright, that's so far as what we've done. I mean, I'm surviving, folks. Oh, why did I do that? Hey, at least it's got some nice holiday colors in here. It doesn't feel dark and gloomy. Kind of reminds me of putting together that deco tree. That deco tree wasn't that bad, but I would never put that together again. It wasn't a bad build if you're into Zelda, but yeah, for me, it just did not float my boat very well. And then that takes care of that section there. Okay, now we're working on another support piece, which was pretty, I think it's similar, if not exactly the same as the other one we did. Now I'm looking for, oh, I got it in my hand. It's like looking for a 2x3 plate. There it was, right in front of my big nose. Yep, so it's one of those days again, but hey, I'm almost done. Can't wait to go to bed. Find me something quick to eat, play my game, and then go to bed. I slept good the other night. I mean, I am awake, but sometimes when you work a lot of hours, you miss your bed. I miss my bed. Okay. So now we know that there's elves hidden in the tree. This is going to be a really good companion to the gingerbread house, or the other way around. Alright. And then we need this. Lots of brackets in here to make this thing. We're just doing hardcore stuff, well, not hardcore. It depends on how hard you want to make this one. But we're doing a lot of stuff in here today. Lots of stuff. There's a harvest moon that was out. I tried using this camera and I didn't want to have to change the settings. There's presets on here. I got to learn how to use them. I was going to film the harvest moon in full 4K at 120 frames per second, but I thought I really don't want to mess with the camera, and it was late the other night and I had to go to bed early, so I couldn't get to it. Just have to learn how to use the camera, but how that goes. Got to make 2 of these and bend them. I also got to get up in the attic. I need to readjust my TV antenna. And satellite is just ridiculous. And we got it here when they cut off the other TV stuff, but now I have a backup, so I need to really, I'm just trying to talk my bunch. I want to get rid of it so I can go back to cutting the cord again. They like having the satellite and the on-demand stuff, and for me, I don't care, because the one thing I can do is I can watch the stuff over the air that have to be tied, and I can use my own equipment, not rent or lease somebody else's out. So I have my own media server, I have my own DVR. I can record stuff over the air. Watch anywhere I want. When I was at the dentist or I'm at work, I can pull it up on my phone. And whoa, what happened here? It shows this, but it shows this here. I'll show you, look. But that's not how mine is like. Did I did it again. Okay, I did it. I'm going to break that apart. I got to push that in there, like that. That's how yours is supposed to look. Okay, now we're back to where we were. Yeah, I wonder how many people are going to cuss me out on that one. I'm going to say that because it has happened. Now, we've learned from the last one, it was almost the same on this side. I think it was exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is just prepare it now and just do both of these. Let's hope I'm not making a mistake doing that. But you saw how easy it was for me to pull that apart. That's why we put the plates here, because once you put the... Okay, like I was saying before, I got rudely interrupted by the memory card, and yes, I didn't keep track of it this time. So we put these plates on both sides here. And I decided to just do both of these because I think they're both the same. I forgot what I was saying now because of the dingy of the card. But I'm just doing both of these now because the last one we did, they were pretty much identical. But these joints overlap so these don't separate. See, this comes apart. So when we come in and put more of these plates on here, there'll be one solid unit. One solid unit. Because see, now we're coming in here and we're putting the tiles on here. Okay. And I'm going to put these on the other side too. And I'll show you. Yes, it's a little more work, but now I can't pull that apart. It's all interlocked. Now, all this time I was like, okay, I need to check the memory card. The only time I didn't check it, it ran out. There was only like 25 minutes left on that. So yeah, I wasn't paying attention. My bad. Somebody probably got mad at me over it, but yeah. Okay, and then now we're doing the other side here. I'm just going to give myself a preview, make sure I did it right. So far we did. Yep, so I saved myself some time. All right, now we got to put some leaves on here. Well, a leaf anyways. We got to leaf it up here. Let's put the leaves on here real quick. All right. I mean, this is a really fun set. I'm not even bored of this one. I really kind of want to get this one together. Unfortunately, I have a bunch of chores that I have to do. So I cannot skip out. I'm going to have to do those chores. So I can't just work on this thing all day, or I would. And then there's work and stuff like that. And I got to do evaluations. So yeah, it's not having a whole lot of fun there. But at least I have this to keep me a little occupied. And then now we got to get these two parts acquainted with each other. And now, since we know how this goes together, I think the easiest way to do is to start with the top part first, and then do the bottom part. Okay, so it's just easier to do the top first and the bottom. So it should be even like that. Now we got to be careful not to press on this. This thing doesn't sit on the ground all the way. Okay, now we got to do some more leaf parts. Boy, this one's going to be fun to index when I'm done here. So we got to make 4 of these. If this goes on at the very last, then this is like a hidden step. I think Lego was dividing it up for books, but I'm hoping this one here is. Because we haven't attached it to the main body yet, so we don't know. It could be. It could be just that. We can do that. Really fun. Well, this is going to be a lot of fun for anybody building this one. And after that, we got to put on some more of these fake diamond studs on here. I did get a question asked one time, Jay, why do you wear earrings? Isn't those for girls? No, it's an accessory like a watch or a tie clip. So if I don't have a watch, and I prefer that. You know, it's like it's like some guys wear necklaces. I don't wear necklaces or a chain. So, and I've already got the holes in my ears, I may as well use them. Something I did back when I was a teen. It's still there today, so I mean, they're there, may as well utilize it. Oh, it's not trustworthy. You're not a trustworthy person. Oh, well. Okay. That's pretty good there. Now, from this point on, I'm going to put my hand under here and I'm going to hold under here. Now, I'm not pressing down on this. I'm sure this would be fine, but I don't want anything to cave in. I mean, we can try it, but I'm not feeling that gutsy, so I'm just going to pinch these in like that. Don't want to be breaking things. All right, and then now we got to do our ice cream ball things. So we're going to have to, that didn't sound right. So we got to do these, stick these in here. We've got to make 2 of each color for a total of 4. And put those on the leaves. Okay, and then it's telling us to rotate them. So what I'm going to do, just because these things like to roll around, I'm just going to shove them in here now. Okay. Like that. So just leave it on its side like that. It's not going to hurt anything. It should be okay. And sometimes these things don't want to go in. So with these build installments, I'm going to try to get them up on YouTube as fast as I can for view and enjoyment. And I'm going to try to get them up there quickly, hopefully by the end of this weekend. I think I mentioned today's the 7th of October, so try to get those up there quick. Okay, it looks like we're building ourselves a small holiday tree, so I'm going to slide this off to the side here. And you can tell we have Technic. So this is probably the top part, but I think there's something that goes in here. I think that's for the tree. I think the tree might rotate. We don't know. And yes, once Pick-a-Brick is open up fully here in the United States, I'm going to order a bunch of those in dark green. Those would be good for bushes. So I will be slurping those up. But right now I can't do anything because tariffs again, you know, and that kind of thing. All right, just kind of wiggle that in there. And I don't want to have to pay more for parts too. There we go. Okay, pretty cool. We're getting there. And looks like we're going to be building 2 of each here. Yeah, the lights are different. So these are all the same, just the lights are different. So I'm just going to lay these out right now. I'm going to do them real quick here. Okay. All right, so let's, cause see, that's what it is. Just the colored pieces are a little different. So let's just start setting things up here, and just start plopping parts down on that here. These always come in handy. So hoard those up too. Any parts I hoard up because I never know when I'm going to need them. All right. I mean, it's a Christmas tree. We don't need these perfectly lined up. It's your set. You can do it any way you want. I always tell you guys that. It's your set. Build it any way you want. Okay, and we got to put some in here. So we're not done with those yet, but we could put this here. No, that slope doesn't go there. Now the whole thing is coming apart. So now it looks like we've gotten to the point of just small 1x1s now. That's not too fun. That's like the rare we've ever seen blue in this set. Okay. Well, let's start sorting out all the studs here. Yeah, my goal with having my ears pierced is to go all the way around both ears. Left ear's got 3, my right ear's got 2. Don't ask me why. I was a kid back then, you know. I don't have any tattoos. I wasn't going to do that. All my buddies have got tattoos except me, so I'm kind of like the outcast of them. But I don't want to have to mar up my skin. Okay, what I'm going to do here, we need to make 2 of these with these at the bottom. So they're flip-flopped. So we're just going to do them like this here. Okay. So, yeah. We haven't gotten to the yellow yet, so there's the yellow. Hey, at least I'm honest with you about things. I'm not going to lie to you and anything like that. Some people want me to fib. I had somebody the other day on one of those sets, they wanted me to tell them a positive review. Your reviews are negative. Can you just give me a positive outlook on this set? I said I could lie to you and tell you that this is the best thing in the world, but that would be a lie. I said, but go buy it and knock yourself out. Some people just want to be told that, so I don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is put these over here like that. And then we're going to put these in opposing sides like this. Okay. And then now we can put this right here. It's not a bad little Christmas tree. Not bad, really, huh? And then after that, the nose cone goes on the top. Hope we're going to shove a shaft in there because that's really not that strong. I guess we're not. And then we're going to put the base here. Make this. Many years ago I had one of these gold round plates snap in half. So I had to epoxy that back together because that was a very rare color. So I don't use it, but I have it just in case if it's a special project. So this goes in like this. Okay. There we go. We're not done yet, though. We got to deal with some Technic again. At least this Technic's got some color to it. Hey, I don't think I made a mistake. I've only got one of each of the small parts. And then now we're going to, while this thing's still flipped over like this, use the red shaft, stick the red shaft in here, and just kind of plop that in. Make sure it spins really nice. And yes, indeed, this here is on at the very end of the book. And you got to line up your colors and all that stuff. Of course, that flew behind there. I'll get that later. I don't want to drag all this out. I do that monthly anyways. And that's what we have remaining for bag 9. And now we need to assemble this. And just like with the other one, we're going to have to line up the colors. And I have a feeling that I may have to back up the camera on this one, or maybe I don't. So I'm going to say right now, between the 2 books, 3 people, because at the very end we can plop this down here. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is line up the orange. Okay, here's the orange, it goes on the back, means the green goes here. Or also you can look at this at the top too, and you see the green and the orange. So this is really just color-coded. Now, if this doesn't fit, mine doesn't fit, so I'm going to have to rotate the tree. I may need to get 2 hands for this. And then I think this just presses onto here. Okay, just press that down, and we're going to lock these in place. Huh. Something's not it's binding there. Oh, what's going on here with this here? Sorry if you can't see it. Yeah, I had to tuck it behind that brick there. So if yours is having a hard time, yeah, just do that. These just swing and snap them in place like that. Same thing over here on this side here. These are like little buckles and they're color coded. So all this has to line up. Oh, but these go inside. So the color part's got to be like that. And that'll keep this from splitting apart. Not too bad at all. And I like this side here a bit better. Now I'm going to have to move everything out because this thing is getting tall. We're not even done yet here. We haven't really experienced anything falling apart or anything like that yet, and I'm pretty pleased with the outcome of this set. Now, I know we're all going to be playing around with this because that's the fun part, right? Let's see if this all rotates. Here we go. Yep, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? I'm just doing a quick test of everything. And I think that is it. Let's get the train here. Okay, Summation of Thoughts. I'm impressed. For $330, it better be impressive. Okay. But so far, we have distinguished that these all can be built here 1, 2, 3 by 3 people so far. So 3 people can assemble the set comfortably. Comfortably, that's really good. If you got a family of 3, there you go. But I'm sure there's probably more than that because we just wrapped up this book here. So that's bags 1 through 9. Now, we haven't got up to 24. Now, one of my friends suggests I should have done 1 bag a day, but well, I don't want to be making 24 installments because that would be a little too brutal. But I think that's pretty good. So yeah, it looks just like the book here. So in the next installment, we're going to be splitting this one up into 2 here too. So this will be like this. So it looks like we're working on that here. And yeah, it looks like it's a platform for the build. And then 12 and 13. So we're just going to continue on to this. So this one here is just, for one piece, is just one side of this. Just looks like it just slides in like that. Yeah, I am going to say that this is a winner so far, but tell me what you think.